Another crazy weekend in college football saw two top 4 teams dig their graves and others continue to avoid a terrible fate. For this block, we'll be looking at a few teams in the top 10, and our experts Jimmy Longo and Matt Holzapfel will debate which will survive and which will die and turn into ghosts of rankings past. So, Matt, let's kick it off with the Miami Hurricanes. Who you got? Number 9 right now.
Yeah, I got the Canes surviving. You know, they dropped from 8 to 9 last week despite beating a pretty decent UNC team, despite what their record says. And they have a tough schedule. Hey, they play Virginia Tech, who's number 15, Notre Dame, who's number 5. But both those games are at home in Miami. So I think if they can win those 2 games, they're all but guaranteeing a spot in the ACC championship game and then maybe in the college football playoff.
Not so fast here. Okay, let me tell you, Miami's like they're trick-or-treating here. They've gone to all the houses with the great candy, and now they're coming up to some ladies that are going to give them floss, okay? Notre Dame and Virginia Tech are 2 tough teams, especially in ACC Coastal Division. And also, Miami really hasn't shown a lot. I mean, their ACC teams that they've played are 15 and 25. Now, okay, maybe if they do make it past Virginia Tech and Notre Dame and beat them, they're going to have to play Clemson in the ACC championship in Charlotte.
And I think what sets them apart from Clemson is that they're both strong teams who have played well on both sides of the ball. But if Kelly Bryant's still hurt for Clemson, you look at Malik Rozier at quarterback for Miami, he's looked fantastic this year.
But North Carolina, 3rd drive of the game, goes out with a shoulder injury. He comes back, but he hasn't practiced this whole week. You know, we'll see what happens. I mean, if they're going to win, if they're going to make it, they need him.
That's more of a problem, I think, for these next 2 games against Tech and Notre Dame. Maybe not against Clemson if they play them in the championship, though. Hopefully by then he's back, he's healthy. Maybe they even, start to play more running the ball in these next 2 games if that's their game to keep him safe. If that's what they need to do.
Definitely a lot of tough games up ahead for him. But let's move up the list now. Jimmy, we're going to talk number 5, Notre Dame Fighting Irish. They're rolling lately.
Let me tell you, they are surviving.
Yeah?
Surviving. What a season. Turnaround, 4 and 8. Now they're 7 and 1. And look at Brendan Wimbush. He's thrown over 1,000 yards, rushed over 529. And then, you have Josh Adams, who's got like 1,200 yards rushing. It's insane. And I don't think there's anyone that is going to stop them. I really don't.
Nothing ahead of the schedule.
Yeah, and
Notre Dame is dead. They're done. Their season's coming to an end pretty soon, and here's why. They face the same fate as Miami, except here's the difference. There are 2 games against ranked opponents that are on the road. They got to go to Miami, like we mentioned. They also have to go at Stanford, who, while they're ranking at 18, is a little bit low. They have played some very strong games this season.
But like Thomas said, they're on a roll. They have played 2 consecutive games against top 15 opponents and beat them by 20-plus points.
All right, well, hey, let's move up the list a little bit more. Sounds like you don't believe in Notre Dame. Let's see what you think about the Wisconsin Badgers at number 4.
I put Wisconsin as surviving, but here's why. They have not and they will not play a ranked team all season. And that's just a product, not their fault, of the Big Ten West being kind of weak, especially with Michigan being not that good this year. So I think they're going to survive. They're going to finish the season undefeated, make the Big Ten championship game, but they're not going to win that game against Ohio State or Penn State, whoever it may be.
They're dying. They're like the swiper, no swiping Dora costume here, sneaking all the Reese's when no one's looking. I'm telling you, like Northwestern, that was their best team that they've probably played this year, who was 5 and 3. Every other team has been below 500.
But it stays that way with the exception of Michigan for the rest of their schedule.
Yeah.
Well, look, guys, that's all the time we have. A lot of football left to be played, all right? But it's all the time we got for the Ghosts. But when we come back, we discuss the best part of Halloween, the candy, and the athletes best described by those tasty treats. Stay tuned.